Kentucky African American Heritage Center.
Good evening. This is Marjorie Marshall, your host for the Soulful Sounds of Derbytown. We're getting ready to rock your sock.
Yeah, and I'm Lamont Butler, your co-host tonight. We're looking for a great evening.
A boy, I lived at 15th and Walnut Street. It was 2 blocks up from the action where the partying skipped a beat. It started at 6th and Walnut, continued on to 13th. 16th Street was the chauffeur's club, and another block up was Christine's. It was a great time with everybody batting their feet in all those fine bars running up and down Walnut Street. Theaters were segregated. The black people only had 3. That is, unless you were counting Savoy Theater balcony. It was a bad time to be young and gifted and black, but there are times now when I gladly turn the time clock back. Of my blossoming youth, I've never had more fun, to tell you the truth. I'm getting older and set in my ways, but I still recall those days. Ooh, oh, let me tell you, I recall those days. Back when Rivers and Frankie had a club they called the Deluxe. But when they changed the name to the Top Hat Bar, they really started making the bucks. It was a great time. The atmosphere couldn't be beat back in the old days, hanging out along Walnut Street. One thing I still remember as I think back, every year Rivers had a new Cadillac. Then Chic Parrish, he joined the parade. Those guys, they really had it made. Ooh, let me tell you, boy, they had it made. Nearly complete till politicians started tearing down Walnut Street. Urban renewal, well, that's what they said. It turned out to be blacks removal instead. They promised the future would really be great, but how long do we to wait. Somebody tell me how long do we have to wait? Today there's no more Walnut Street. It's now called Muhammad Ali. Now I'm so glad that they changed the name, 'cause it could never be the same to me. It was a great time. The 40s and the 50s were sweet. I had a great time jumping up and down Walnut Street. I'm talking about Walnut Street. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. I'm talking about Walnut Street. Yeah.
Tell me how you gonna do it.
Kentucky Center for African American Heritage is a place to have a heritage experience. From the contributions of the great Muhammad Ali to the legendary African American jockeys, the halls at the Heritage Center ring with rediscovered history to share with visitors of all ages and backgrounds. The Heritage Center is here to commemorate and celebrate these rich legacies, keeping them alive for generations to come. The Heritage Center has proudly stood in the heart of Louisville's historic Russell neighborhood for over a decade. The Heritage Center has hosted visitors from far and wide. Experience the gem that is right in your own backyard, and hey, plan your next unforgettable event here with over 68,000 square feet of incredible space to entertain, educate, and enrich the lives of you and your esteemed guests. Please visit the Heritage Center or our website for more information at kcaah.org. The Kentucky Center for African American Heritage, a place to have a heritage experience.
Anybody got some mountains in their way that just too big for you? You can't get around it, you can't go under it, you can't get over it. I want you to know giants come down. Giants die. Sometimes you gotta walk around your own Jericho wall and shout it down. Your praise is your weapon. And when you praise, the giants gotta come down. When you worship, the giants got to come. When you shout, it's gotta come. And I came to tell you, it's coming down, it's coming down. Come on, get up and let's help us do this song right here. Come on, choir. Let's sing it like we back in the 80s. Just praise. Tell them what will happen. Say it one more time. Giants. Giants. They die. Just walk around your Jericho. In your name. And stand on your word. What is in the heaven? Loose order. Hey. In your name. And stand on your word. What is in the heaven? Loose order. Let God arise. Now come on, let's celebrate our giants coming down out there. If you know it's coming down, make some noise. Send up your praise. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hey. Come on, tell them. When you pray. 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 They gotta come down. When you pray. 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 They gotta come down. When you worship. When you worship. When you worship. When you worship. Listen, when you worship. They gotta come down. When you worship. When you worship. When you worship. When you worship. Listen. They gotta come down. When you shout. Just shout. When you shout. Hey. They gotta come down. When you shout. You gotta shout. When you shout. Hey. They gotta come down. They gotta come. They gotta come down. Tell them that they gotta come. They gotta come down. Listen, they gotta come. They gotta come. Hey. They gotta come. They gotta come down. Listen, they gotta come. They gotta come. I'm telling you, they gotta come. They gotta come down. They gotta come. Hey. They gotta come down. They gotta come down. They gotta come down. When you shout, just shout. When you shout, hey, they gotta come down. Put it in the house, though. When you shout, just shout. When you shout, hey, they gotta come down. When you shout, hey, just shout. I feel a shout. Hey, they gotta come down. Feel a shout. Somebody's gotta shout. Somebody's gotta shout. Hey, they gotta come down. Hey, they gotta come. They gotta come down. I'm telling you, they gotta come. They gotta come down. Hey, I'm telling you, they gotta come down. Hey, they gotta come. They gotta come. They gotta rise.
Life's journey, God, you are my God. All of decisions, creator of answers, thou ordained my way. Through my transition, held my position. God, you are my God. I will forever give you praise, honor, and
Well, they wanted to cut that praise short, but we going to praise anyhow. 24/7 all day long, and when the night time comes, that's when we really going to give it to him, especially when he wakes us up in the morning. What's going on, Soulful Sounds of Derbytown listeners? This is Miss M coming right at you right now with the Soulful Sounds of Derbytown. You just heard from the Temple Choir of the St. Stephen Church, talking about Giants Do Fall. And of course, we were just listening to God, You Are My God. Don't forget about the Legacy Choir's Music Fest today at 4 p.m. at St. Stephen's. Go over there and check them out. You can listen to our program until you get there. It's 4:19. So hurry up. You want to get a seat now. We praise God for all the wonderful blessings that he's given us on this day made by his hand and his hand alone. We're so glad to have you with us today on the Soulful Sounds of Derbytown. We're going to be featuring a very special CD today. It's called the Southern Music Issue number 19. It's from the Oxford American magazine. They always put out a blues issue every year. And this one is their Southern Music Issue. It was gifted to me by a very dear friend of mine. Sir Andy is what I call him. He's a wonderful guy. And him and Miss Jen, they're the best of the best of the best. Don't forget about Letter Song Galleries. If you need any calligraphy work done, Miss Jen is the lady for you. So, we're going to take a listen to Be Proud of You, of the Gray in Your Hair by Dave Evans, who is from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Then we're going to take a listen to I'm a Poor Little Orphan in This War by Julia Perry, and it's going to be performed by Shirley Verrett. Then, did you all know that Les McCann was from Kentucky? I'm going to tell you a little bit more about him in a little bit. Well, he was. Now, as many times as I listened to Les McCann when I was a young woman over the air and all the great jazz music that he played, never knew that he was from Kentucky, but he was. And of course, you'll know all about the Everly Brothers. Remember that song they did, Love It's Strange? Well, we're going to let you hear the live version of that today, right here at the Soulful Sounds of Derbytown.
Start moving while you can get out of your chair. Put on those shoes and start walking. Be proud of a gray in your hair. Well, I hope you see what I'm saying. Einstein could very well be right. That man's greatest victory is dying. But don't ever give up. I will find. Said you know how it feels to be lonesome. You know what it means when you're blue. There ain't no use to sit and worry, for there ain't nobody worrying about you. Well, I hope you see what I'm saying. Einstein could very well be right. That man's greatest victory is dying. I don't ever give up, but I will find.
Be proud of the gray in your heart.
Well, did you like that? Yeah, we've got one more from this series, but what you just heard right there was Les McCann on his cut entitled It Never Stopped in My Hometown. Let's head with him on that recording. It was composed by Les McCann, and the credited musicians on that CD had Les McCann on piano, electric piano, synthesizer, clavinet drums, and the taphana. And then it had Jimmy Rouser on bells and percussion, Ralph McDonald on congas, bells, and percussion, Buck Clark on congas, bongos, woodblock, bells, and percussions, and Donald Dean on drums, bells, and concussions. It was recorded on the Atlantic label in 1973 from the album entitled Layers. So, you're talking about a great CD, the Oxford American, featuring Kentucky, Southern Music issue number 19. You heard Be Proud of the Gray in Your Hair by Dave Evans. It also has on this CD Sea Stories by Sergio Simpson. So these are all great artists from and around Kentucky. Can I Say It Again by the Soul Walkers? That's pretty hip too. You'd like that. By the Ohio, we know where that runs through, and that's by Joan Shelley. Rainbows by Ames Lindsay, Cecilia Bullock. Number 6 cut is Beacons by Matt Duncan. If any of these names sound familiar to you, you got any of these old great albums and CD in your own personal collection? We'd like to hear some more of it. Share it with us. Track 7 says, It's Not Me, It's You. And number 8 say, Me Hungry, and that's by King Kong. Oh, and then it has one entitled My Old Drunk Friend by Freak Water. Number 10, Camp Nelson Blues by the Booker Orchestra. Number 11 is by a lady by the name of Sarah Ogan Cunning. And she says, I'm going to organize Baby Mine. You know, a lot of these artists were from the hills of Kentucky, the bluegrass, if you will. And a lot of the families grew up picking those banjos and playing those wind instruments. And they were families of musicians. That's why they always had such tight harmonies. And of course, they were mining that coal, the coal mines of Kentucky. I play a tune sometimes here on the Soulful Sounds of Derbytown entitled The Hills of Kentucky. If anybody can call in and tell me the artist, I've been pushing it ever since I've been on radio here. I gave you some questions last week. I got some more for you this week. And happens to be February. We talk about our history 365, but during the month of February, I'm going to be giving you a lot of information. And if you can call in and share your listening prowess with me, I'm going to gift you with some of our great CDs from some of our local artists right here at the Soulful Sounds of Derbytown. We also have the track 13 by the one and only Miss Loretta Lynn, and it's entitled Women's Prison. Then we have Shady Grove by Gene Ritchie, Down to the Bone by the legendary Shack Shakers. We have Rich Wife Full of Happiness by Bonnie Prince Billy. That was done in 2001. Then we have the Phipps Family recording of Forsaken Lover. And the track that you listened to earlier, the track 18, I'm a Poor Little Orphan in This World by Julia Perry and performed by Shirley Verrett. Then we have Some Dark Holler by Dwight Yoakam. Y'all remember Dwight Yoakam? It Never Stopped Me in My Hometown, the one and only Les McCann. Blind by the Pleasure Unit. Wondrous Love by the Pine Mountain Girls. Pretty Polly by Locust Grove Octet. Cancinian Mixtexca by Harry Dean Stanton. It's got 27 cuts on this CD. Number 25 is a track called Eights by Rachel Grimes. Track number 26 that we're going to take a listen to now in a very few seconds is by the one and only Everly Brothers, and it was a hit called Love is Strange. And then it ends with y'all come on now. Love is Strange by the Everly Brothers, track number 26 on the Oxford American Kentucky Southern Music Issue. This was done in 2015. So, thank you, Mr. Andy, for this great treasure of music, for this great magazine. And while we are pulling up Love is Strange, let's talk a little bit about this. In your longing for your giant self lies your goodness, and that longing is in all of you. But in some of you, that longing is a torrent rushing with a might to the sea, carrying the secrets of the hillsides and the songs of the forest. And in others, it is a flat stream that loses itself in angles and bends and lingers before it reaches the shore. But let not him who longs much say to him who longs little, wherefore are you slow in halting? For the truly good ask not the naked, where is your garment? Nor the houseless, what has befallen your house? Then a priestess said, speak to us of prayer. And he answered, saying, you pray in your distress and in your need. Would that you might pray also in the fullness of your joy and in your days of abundance. For what is prayer but the expansion of yourself into the living ether? And if it is not for your comfort to pour your darkness into space, it is also for your delight to pour forth the dawning of your heart. And if you cannot but weep when your soul summons you to prayer, she shall spare you again and yet again, though weeping, until you shall come laughing. When you pray, you rise to meet in the air those who are praying at that very hour, and whom save in prayer you may not meet. Therefore let your visit to the temple invisible be for naught, but ecstasy and sweet communion. For if you shall enter the temple for no other purpose than asking, you shall not receive. And if you shall enter into it to humble yourself, you shall not be lifted. Or even if you should enter into it to beg for the good of others, you shall not be heard. It is enough that you enter the temple invisible.
come. Y'all come, oh, you all come. Good night, folks.
Louisville, Derby City, KY. It's your guy Klepto, baby. We gon' represent this city from one end to the other, from the front to the back, from the bottom to the top. Let's go! I'm from the L-O-U-N-I, represent that KY. Go big blue up in the Cardinal fence and shake high. May I walk you through my city like a tour guide? First of all, there is no north, just east, west, and south side. Alright, let's get it crunk. Make your L's and hit 'em up. Turning on the Crick and drive, leaving out from stand up. Filled up on two wheels, swag fresh like new bills. This is my city, I'ma show you how we do. Here, stop real quick and get some gas. Speedway by the overpass, right across the street from the Fair Expo and Six Flags. Bust the left on Central Ave, turn on Taylor, swerving by. Drop a couple cities to my goons down in the dirty eye. From Wyandotte to GG, Kenwood to M Street, from Straight News to Russell Lee, Dixie in the AP, from Trey Falk to Lawsworth, Shady Villa, all Newburgh. Down whatever you heard, Louisville, I'm putting you first. From the city, Derby City, from the city, the river city, from the city, Derby City, from the city, the river city, from the city, Derby City, from the city, the river city, from the city, Derby City, from the city, the river city, the river city. Go baby, go baby, go, go baby, go baby, go, go baby, go baby, go, go baby, go baby, go. Don't you get it twisted, even on my city country boy, I still got to represent it just because they love the boy. Home of the riverbed, B96, I'm shoving that. Smoke Town, Shepherd Square, that's where they be thugging at. Take it back to liberty, green into victory. Park, cause my heart say the whole city feeling me. Put me on the payroll with Big Mama's a Franco, cause I sure love to eat and I be places others can't go. Got to stack them Benjamins, grinding hard and getting it in. Love to win and love to spin, from street model to city trends. Chevyville and Hurstbourne, New LaGrange to Westport, Broadway to Bardstown, Islands up to Norfolk, 4th Street, oh yeah, from the dime block to Park Hill, that river parking up, I leave from Portland over to Shawnee, KT, Deborah Rose, Club 26 and Coast. After I was never close, before I'm done, the world gon' know my city. The city, Derby City, from the city, the river city, from the city, Derby City, from the city, the river city, from the city, Derby City, from the city, the river city, from the city, Derby City, from the city, the river city. Go baby, go baby, go, go baby, go baby, go, go baby, go baby, go, go baby, go baby. One time, the hell up, 3 years up, do you smell something damn right? Gotta be funky, then act a don't care, rip to the contrary, monkey, make 'em all want to see what's happening now in a small town world. Put it down in the clown in the home of the slugger bat. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Holly and Derby, Thurbridge run the track. This is where the gun is at. Wanna sack, better watch your back from the rat tat 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 tat. We done came up, flame up, got change the game, break a hose like a running back. Know where you at in the LOUISVI to the double L from the west end, better hang your best in the strap in Kentucky. Come on, get a side joke, we can ride low, don't deny those feeling that you feel. Bounce out of side low, burn thinking hydro, I know, I don't keep none with the real. Glide through the bill, getting fried off the hill, trying to make a meal and put a shine on the grill. Can't sign a deal as I climb up the hill. Yeah, still willing to go, I'm on the road, so look out below. When I flow, you can look at me go, so cold like 0 below. Make singles like a nice box, sleeve in a tight spot, night drop, might hit your girl and I might not. But I'll top a minute, then a minute to win it. Before I finish, I'm a 1 percentage. Never play game, never slip, never stitch, never say name, minutes and bitch. Hit it with a straight aim point.
right, that's the one and only Mr. Sam Majesty talking about the city of Derby City. And we're the Soulful Sounds of Derbytown coming right at you. I tell you what. So where does all this talent come from aside from the gift that the Lord, the gifts that the Lord places within us? Each of us have some, one or the other. God knows how many talents he doled out to you on a personal level. But the one thing that I found so interesting about having been born in Louisville, Kentucky, is that when I go to any other part of the nation, people can't believe that I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. Is it the way I speak? Is it the way I walk? Is it the way I represent myself? The fact that they think that we all are still barefoot and crazy, and that we are just trapped, if in a time warp, maybe that's what they presume and assume. The amazing thing that I found out recently about the underground mafia was when they first went to New York, when their hit, the gangster walk, the producers, everybody wanted it, right? They wanted the gangster walk. They had a little groove, went with it and everything. And I found out from the gentleman who organized and produced them that when they got to the recording studio that day and walked into the studio, they were met with, wow, I didn't know y'all wore shoes. Now, this kind of upset the guy, and he kind of gave it to him a little bit. But the most profound thing about this thing was when he told me that had they did what the record company wanted them to do, which was to say that they were not from Louisville, Kentucky. They wanted them to be from New York. And my man said, nah, we from the Ville, that's where we come from, that's who we are, and that's who we gonna stay. So when integrity comes into play, because these guys could have been mega stars, like there's a young man who got it made and still making his initials are BT. Anybody can call in and tell me who I'm talking about? BT. I'm going to gift you with one of our Soulful Sounds of Derbytown compilation CDs. But the Underground Mafia could have been major recording stars because they were doing just what you heard Sam Majesty doing back then. But had they compromised themselves by simply saying, hey, we from the Bronx, we from Long Island, wherever they needed for them to be from, then they would have been major recording artists. They still had, reached on the Billboard charts. They still charted. They still got paid a little taste. But just think about sometimes. See, what we have right here in Louisville, Kentucky is not only in the water, it's in our blood. And it's a gift that no man can take because it's ours. So I give a shout out and a thunderous applause to all of the songwriters, Mr. Wonderful Productions, Stargazer Productions. Hey, I'm not gonna use your other name, LG. I'm not gonna call your name. Some folk don't like their name called out. That's cool, cause just like that reading I just read, sometimes it's best just to be quiet and let people think what they choose. And then when the truth is exposed, it humbles them. Because that's the one thing we do have to learn to get to in this lifetime, on this side of glory, is to learn how to be humble. So we're getting ready to go into the second half of the Soulful Sounds of Derbytown here right in a minute. I want to give a shout out of prayer. I ask that everyone continues to pray for the New Jerusalem Apostolic Church, which was on fire this morning. I was on my way to service at Ebenezer and had to turn off on 39th and Broadway because I saw the fire trucks and the police cars, had no idea what was going on. Did not realize that it was a major fire. So it took about 50 firefighters to get this fire under control at the New Jerusalem Apostolic Church. So I would just ask that our listeners today and anyone that you can share with, that we send up prayers of hope, prayers of willingness and wanting to work and help them rebuild. Thank the Lord that hopefully no lives were lost. And just continue to pray for our community as a whole, that we will come together and learn better to work as a unified force, that we might receive the blessings that are ours and ours alone. So I tell you, you never know. Don't forget also to pick up your copy of the new 2025 African American History Month Cultural Events Calendar, which was started by Mr. Walter Hutchins, and who we will always forever be indebted for the wonderful and timeless work that he created. It's being continued on by the Kentucky Center for African American Heritage. You have the opportunity to pick up copies at some of our local institution, banks, and hospitals, and they're all over, libraries especially also. So the Republic Bank branch has them. Louisville Free Public Library has them. Of course, we have some at 1701 West Muhammad Ali. Also, there are copies at the Louisville Urban League. There's a skewer on the card that advertises about the cultural events calendar that you can actually go online and flip through the pages online if you so desire, in case you don't get your own personal copy. But these are definitely cultural heirlooms, and if you do pick up, don't throw it away. Don't cast it aside. Keep it. You might be surprised. One day it might be worth some money for you. You know why? Because it's got information in there. And you know information is key. With that being said, before our first hour is ended, I'm going to throw out some trivia questions for you. And don't forget also, the organization Asalo, way before they gave credibility to the history of our culture, we had Black History Week, and then we got February as a month, leap year, one more day added on, to recognize and celebrate our history. But Carter G. Woodson had an organization called Asala up and running, cataloging information, sharing information, giving credit where credit was due for 140 years before that. So understand that our history has a 9,000 year timeline. If you take the opportunity to come to 1701 West Muhammad Ali Sundays between the hours of 10 and 4, you might be pleasantly surprised at where you will find you right there in that building. A lot of times we question why this is happening and why we didn't do that and why we should have did this. The past is important. Don't ever let anyone tell you because it was in the past that it doesn't matter. Our past is our right now. All you have to do is open up the scriptures. Don't you see yourself? Don't you see our people? You see all the people that are in the world today. That's the one thing about truth and the word of the Lord. And again, I say musicians operate in a special space because we know the difference between freedom and our liberty. And in our music, we address our liberty. And we thank the good Lord for it. So I want to give a shout out to my brother Lamont Butler. I sure do miss you, my brother. If you're listening and if you're not, I know some people that are listening that know you. We miss you, my brother. You can stop by anytime. Come on by. I need to interview you. You said you was going to come in here and talk about yourself and your daddy in that studio we used to record in. So we can talk about the Rick DeBose and the Kim Spences and all those great individuals that had the pleasure of recording down there at the House of Truth. Also, I need to say that continue to follow the North Star. It's still there, you know. The mouse is still on the other side of the tree. Are you watching? Are you looking? Do you see? First question, where did Martin Luther King Jr., and like I told you last week, I always put that Jr. on there, deliver his I Have a Dream speech? What event is known as the catalyst for the civil rights movement? Which president signed the Civil Rights Act of 1964? Who is known as the mother of the civil rights movement? Which organization played a significant role in the civil rights movement founded in 1909? This should be a good one for you. Who was the first published African American poet? Which was the first United States state to abolish slavery? And I guess maybe this one here. Who was known as the Moses of her people for her role in the Underground Railroad? Now that's trivia that every man, woman, and child, if you are of African descent and even if you're not, because some of the history books actually do have some of this information in there. But again, if you don't know your history, you cannot operate in your presence, and you definitely will not be prepared for your future. So, this is Edutainer Extraordinaire, Miss M, Miss Marjorie Marshall, saying welcome to the second hour of the Soulful Sounds of Derbytown. All right, now I understand we have Mr. One and Only Collector Extraordinaire, Mr. Robert Butch Williams on the line. What's going on with you today, my friend?
Hey, honey, I just called to wish you and Wayman a great Black History Month, and I did call you last week to let you know I did have that album. If you wanted to receive it, I will let you receive it. And I knew I had it when I was talking to her. So I just want to congratulate y'all on the good job y'all doing to promote all genres of music from Kentucky artists.
Absolutely.
You're doing a great job. Y'all doing a great job, and don't stop. And if you want that copy of that Miss Alice Ellis album, I have it. It's called King of Kings.
Right, yeah.
And Cliff Butler produced it.
Oh, fabulous. Hey, another
Yeah,
gem. Hallelujah. Well, I know Miss Young appreciated Wayman. I mean, he was right on point. She put it out there.
Yes, he was. And I was proud that Wayman had it. I really was. I think. Because I did have it when she called in last week and Wayman played it. And it surprised me because that's a hard album to find. And I knew I had it. So,
well, I'm going to
thank
definitely...
both of you.
Yeah, we thank you, Butch, for all the great work that you have done over the years, keeping all of... And that music that you've collected over the years is sacred. It is. It's absolutely sacred. And we thank the Lord for blessing you by blessing us to be able to, as you say, I'm going to come and get the King's album and a lot more that you've told me that you've got on hand and record them so that we can come right up in here and play them on the Soulful Sounds of Derbytown and let everybody hear all the great music of people from
when
Kentucky.
I sold my collection, I just knew you know this, Marjorie. I've always been a history. I was fortunate to meet some of these people that went on to do great things. God blessed me to do that. So I wasn't going to get rid of their music at all. So when the people from North Carolina bought my collection, I said, no, that Kentucky music is staying here with me. They wanted it. But I said, no, it's not going. So I made a good price off selling all that other stuff I had over years. They were artists that wasn't even from here. And so I kept all the Kentucky music. And Miss Alice Ellis, I got her music. She's a great organist and piano player. And she sings pretty well, pretty good. So I just want to thank you and Wayman. Tell Wayman I thank him that he had it. Because I liked hearing it. I really did, Mark.
It was fabulous.
So, okay.
Yeah. I appreciate you, Butch. Thank you so much. Miss Young, Miss Young thanks Wayman and you. Because she called in for because she played piano. You know, Young and Young, her children. You remember Young and Young, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, those were her children.
I played with some of them.
Yeah. So Miss Young.
But she was talented as well, too.
Absolutely. That's what I said. She played for Miss Ellis. Right. She's the one that played for Miss Ellis. All right, Butch. Well, we appreciate you, baby.
Honey.
All right.
Take
Bless
care.
you.
And another happy delayed birthday from you.
All right.
I did leave you a message last week and telling you I had that album. If you needed it, you can get it. So
I'll be
thank
out.
you,
See
and tell Wayman I said thank him too. He probably don't remember me. Wayman don't. But
who can forget you, Butch?
Bless you.
Who can forget you, my man? I doubt it. Okay. All right now, Mr. Lewis, what's going on with you? Hello?
Hey, this is Ron Lewis. How you doing now?
I'm all right, and yourself?
I am listening. I like to say congratulations on the retirement for Mr. Jerry Toastman from University of Louisville, Professor, Maestro, Bon Voyage. We're going to miss your brother. You're kicking. And I hope that Miss Janet Baker Dishman, representing the New Birth, is listening, because, wow, it's a diamond in the rough, baby. You're sounding good. Right. Hey, Butch, I'm gone.
Okay, Mr. Wonderful Productions. We got
yes,
you.
Man.
We going to play one of your cuts a little bit later. Yeah, we are.
Well,
yeah, because I got a lead in second to none. You just wait.
I'm sitting right here. All right, Miss Dishman. Hope she's listening back.
All right. That's the one and only JT and Friends from their CD entitled Fresh Squeeze. The one and only Mr. Jerry Tosin Quartet with Dave Clark, Dwight Dozier, and Doug Elmore. Featuring Antonio Hart, Delfredo Marcellus, Rufus Reed, Mark Gross, Wynyard Harper, Tyrone Wheeler. Everybody know Tyrone. Anson Banks, Bad Man, all of them tough, all of them bad, all of them is it. Louisville, Kentucky, come with it. Jeff Sherman, Robert Griffin, and Mr. David Filfus. JT and Friends, that's from his former CD, Fresh Squeeze, Mr. Jerry Tosin. You heard The Verdict Is In, which runs 4 minutes and 3 seconds. You also heard No Love, So True, which runs 7 minutes and 15 seconds. And then you heard Fat Tuesday, 6 minutes, 45 seconds. So, did you know Black Roots, Bluegrass? So I'm going to give you a little bit of information. I told you earlier that I never knew that Mr. Les McCann was from Kentucky, Lexington, in fact. And the tune we heard earlier was called It Never Stopped in My Hometown. Les McCann gained mainstream fame with a live performance at Switzerland's Montreal Jazz Festival in 1969, playing piano and singing Eugene McDaniel's protest anthem, Compared to What?, accompanied by saxophonist Eddie Harris. The song, which rails against the Vietnam War and at one point refers to poor dumb, read, and you can surmise what the rest of it says. Rolling Logs, as I alluded to earlier, which a lot of people think we do, reached number 85 on Billboard's Hot 100 chart. And in the album, it opens with Swiss Movement, which went gold. 4 years later, on the heels of another live album from Montreal, McCann went into the studio alone, except for an occasional percussionist, and constructed an album using almost solely electronic effects, keyboards, synthesizer, and overdubbing. The engineer, Robert Lifton, essentially invented a 32-track machine by combining two 16-track machines, so McCann could record as many overdubs as he wanted. Ingenuity, people. McCann says in the liner notes to Layers, the resulting album, I began playing on the piano what I had been hearing in my head. They came out in pattern after pattern, unrolling in endless layers, one after another. Much of what he downloaded from his head were memories of growing up in Lexington, where he'd see who was playing at the Lyric Theater. Folks like Louis Armstrong was at that hotel, and I'd meet the bus, he said, load their bags, bring them up, and they'd all tip me. That's what he told Harmony Holidays in a Q&A on page 74 of this, page 78 of this magazine. McCann grew up on Eastern Avenue, the same street as the composer Julia Perry, which I'm going to talk about next, this is very interesting. I'm going to say that again. McCann grew up on Eastern Avenue, the same street as the composer Julia Perry. Side B of Layers is called Songs from My Childhood, and the it in it never stopped my hometown could be his love of music, or maybe it's a train, a very electronic one, rolling and unrolling through Lexington, leading him out of town to a wider world. So the lady that I just mentioned in the commentary about Mr. Les McCann was Miss Julia Perry. The song that you heard earlier in our show was entitled, I'm a Poor Little Orphan in This World. And she left off the D's, WORL hyphenated, in this world. When I heard it, of course, it sounded like a Negro spiritual to me, and so I was pleasantly surprised when I read the commentary, which is, born in Lexington, Kentucky in 1924, Julia Perry was one of the most prolific African-American composers of the 20th century, and probably the most unappreciated. Though she lived to be only 55 after a stroke, she spent the last few years of her life paralyzed, mainly on her dominant side. However, she trained herself to compose with solely her left hand. Perry produced nearly 80 compositions, including 12 symphonies and an opera adaptation of Edgar Allan Poe's The Cast of Amontillado. I remember reading that in high school, complete with an Italian libretto. Scholar J. Michelle Edwards writes that Perry's triple marginalized position as an African American, a woman, and a person with disabilities cannot be overlooked as a factor contributing to the assessment of her work by the musical establishment. In the 1950s, Perry worked primarily from Europe, creating arrangements for spirituals. I'm a Poor Little Orphan in This World is the synthesis of her classical training and her African-American roots, a sparse arrangement fit for both opera halls and, of course, places of worship, and requiring a singer of extraordinary skill to properly emote the song's inherent sorrow. This recording, an early career performance by New Orleans mezzo-soprano Shirley Verrett, does just that, revealing how the spiritual and the opera share an essential sense of drama. Hallelujah, praise the Lord, amen. My Lord, how he blesses us. How he blesses us. So, since we're in the throes of Did You Know, I'm going to continue on with a little bit more of the information from the songs that we heard today, simply to educate you and pique your interest. And also I want to send out a shout out of Get Well Soon to our one and only Black Roots Bluegrass Orator Extraordinaire, Mr. Beatram Marcus C. Brooks, who's a little bit under the weather. This weather had a lot of us under the weather with the switching back and forth, and of course all of that unexpected inclement weather, all that ice. And some of that ice is still out there blocking pathways and carrying on. And the rain didn't do away with it all, so you still have to be very, very, very careful out there, people. Be careful. So the first tune we heard off of the Oxford Series Blues of Kentucky CD was entitled Be Proud of the Gray in Your Hair. And it was by Dave Evans. And is by Dave Evans, although he has transitioned. This past June, the Commonwealth of Kentucky, indeed the Commonwealth of the world, suffered an incalculable loss when Dave Evans, master bluegrass songwriter and non-paralleled banjo picker, gifted in the traditional mountain style, passed away at the age of 66. Readers of this magazine will be familiar with Evans' life, his road years, his prison years, his sick years, and his legacy that he claimed to have written and been robbed of. That happened to a lot of folk now. It happened to a lot of artists. And it references particularly Rocky Top from Lee Johnson's 2013 profile of the man who pours everything he has into 3 simple chords and then lets it flow. Evans was originally from Columbus, Ohio, but he lived and made music and died and is buried and mourned in eastern Kentucky. On Be Proud of the Gray in Your Hair, a selection recommended by Evans' longtime label Rebel Records, you can hear the versatility and vitality he could summon from his instrument, words, and voice. Johnson offered an unimpeachable assessment of his talents. That's why you won't hear Evans' songs at even some of the hottest bluegrass jams. They make amateurs out of professionals. Wow. Ooh, that's deep. You want me to read that again? That's why you won't hear Evans' songs at even some of the hottest bluegrass jams. Because they make amateurs out of professionals. What does that sound like to y'all? Did you know? And can I say it again? Ooh-wee. Soulful sounds of Derbytown coming right at you. We're going to take a listen to a group by the name of the the Definition Band. The New Definition Band. That's who they are. The New Definition Band. And this was recorded back in 2017. And some of you may know of them. Some of you, most of us won't. Because I don't think they were around for very long or stayed together for very long. But they happened to have made this particular song during the month of February. And they were doing a Valentine's Day gig. And I wanted to play it because, first of all, it sounds great. And you'll hear, of course, it was either done in the basement or in a garage. And you'll hear all of that. It's only one track. It's just that very one. And I say that to promote the Valentine's February 14th gig that's coming up by Extravagant Entertainment Group. That's Miss Geraldine Arrington, Miss Monica Blitz, myself, Marjorie Marshall, who's going to be with the Something Dirty Jazz Band. And we're going to be featuring a young lady by the name of Teresa Hughes, who is phenomenal singer. Now, it's not to discredit any of the other singers going to be on the event. Now, we got Mr. Eric Taylor and Miss Valerie, who's a member of his church. And I tell you what, along with Tom Jones on percussion and Gavin Cole on the bass, and our musical director, Sean Woods, and my man, Jameson on them drums. And then, of course, we got Mr. Chris Arrington on the lead guitar. I'm telling you, we're going to be pitching it out there and then throwing it down to you. It's called Lovers Night Out, standing room only. It's going to be at the Shively Heritage Community Center right there at 1901 Park Road, right there in Shively. And it's going to be from 7 to 11 p.m. The tickets are $20 per person, $40 per couple. We're going to be celebrating Miss Janetta Scott's birthday on that same evening. So we're going to be having a great time. It's going to be a lot of Valentine's programming going on, I'm sure. So however, the one you're going to want to be at, even if you go to one another over there earlier, you need to come on by 1901 Park Road from 7 to 11 and jam with the Something Dirty Jazz Band celebrating Miss Janetta Scott's birthday. And, of course, the venture of Extravagant Entertainment Group, Miss Geraldine Arrington. We're going to be laying it down for you. So let's take a listen to this Valentine's Jam by the New Direction Band.
How you doing? Are you doing all right tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, getting ready for a new Sweet Valentine's Day. Get together, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for a new Japanese somebody. for Junior Walker. Julius Walker on bass, please.
Dave Clark.
Have you anything to say to me? Can you tell me where my love can be? Is there a meadow in the mist where someone's waiting to be kissed? Have you seen a valley green with spring, where my heart can go a journey over the meadow and the lake to some blossom-covered lane, and in your lonely flight, haven't you heard the music in the night? Wonderful music, faint as the wind of a wisp, crazy as a loon, sad as a gypsy serenading the moon. Skyline, I don't know if you can find these things, but my heart is riding on your wings. So if you see them anywhere, won't you lead me there? Skyline, have you anything to say to me? Can you tell me where my love can be? Is there a meadow in the mist where someone is waiting to be kissed? Skylark, have you seen a valley green with spring where my heart can go a journeying over a meadow in the rain to some blossom covered lane, and in your lonely flight, haven't you heard the music in the night? Wonderful music faint as the will of a wisp, crazy as a loon, sad as a gypsy serenading the moon. Skylark, I don't know if you can find these things my heart is writing on your wings. So if you see them anywhere, won't you I love you if you stay here tonight. So if you hold me, better hold me tight. You know I'll need you once you call out my name. So if you kiss me, better feel the same. I am not for the faint of heart, even now fall apart. I will need you to need me, if not, then just leave me. Every time we've done this in the past, you've gone back on your word and changed your mind. When I feel you touch me, all the recollections left behind. So tell me honestly, before we go too far, will you break my heart? Once I kissed you, you know I'll think that you're mine. So if you won't love me, please don't waste my time. I know you're only thinking about how much you want me right now, but I need you to need me, if not then just
Right then, that's our hometown diva, Miss Tristan Marcel. But just kiss me, Valentine folk. Just kiss me. Make it sweet, make it tender, make it true. And of course, our hometown diva, by way of Hallelujah now, Miss Karen Chaffetz with Skylark. Time is winding up, my friends, for the Soulful Sounds of Derbytown. I hope you got some great information today. I know you heard some fantastic music. We're going to be ending our show today with some cuts, well, a cut from Miss Cynthia Williams, who's in Lexington now, but she's a member of St. Stephen Church, and she's got a great CD entitled Yes, We Can, and Yes, I Can. So one is Yes, We Can, and then there's Yes, I Can. And also she features on that CD Mr. Fred Hammond. Yeah, it's got some great cuts on that CD. So if you don't have that, you need to pick that up. Miss Karen, Cynthia, see, I got Karen on my brain. Karen Chaffetz, who just sang Skylark for us. And Miss Tristan Marcel, Hometown Divas Extraordinaire. I know Karen had some of Jerry Toast and some of our local great jazz musicians on there. And of course, we did play some gospel earlier from the Soulful Sounds of Derbytown, Volume 3, Louisville Gospel Music. We just done played some good stuff for y'all today. Yes, we did. Next week, I'll take a little listen to Mr. Sylvester Goff Sr. From his CD, Love Trippin'. And of course, I've got the Soulful Sounds of Derbytown compilation featuring the Heartbreakers, the Faces of Truth, Jerry Green, the Ambassadors, the Checkmates, the House Rockers, Oh Baby, and the Seven Seas, Ronnie McCain, Bill Hawk, and the Presidents. See, y'all know we had all that stuff, did you? Well, we do. Soulful Sounds of Derbytown coming right at you. We're going to take a listen to this right now.
I'm breaking away out on my own under uncertain skies. I run and I roam over deep water to the great unknown. From your side I stray far away from home. Restless yearning feeling burning to the core. I'm rolling the dice, playing all my cards. I'm going away, but I left a place for you in my heart. And she said you can always come back home. If the world outside is too much, and I'll hold you in my arms, pretty babe. Scared to move, more scared to stand still. Don't know what waits down the line, or what the sky will be like above me. May it be bright and shine. And she said,
Okay. That's our local folk singer, Mr. Tyrone Cotton. Talking about I'm breaking away. We're going to take a little bit of listen to Miss Cynthia Williams. Then I'm going to hit you with some Soulful Sounds of Derbytown classics. Mr. Wonderful Productions talking about we ain't got no money. But you know what? We got something better than money. And then we're going to end with the one and only Reverend Charles Kirby. So we love you here at the Soulful Sounds of Derbytown. We sure enough appreciate you here at the Soulful Sounds of Derbytown. WLLV, your greatest gospel station right here in Louisville, Kentucky. Thank you, WLLV and WLOU.
I've searched and searched for a long time, trying to find a peace of mind. Looked for love in the wrong places, captured by the smiles on their faces, still unfulfilled. Yeah, I decided to try a new thing. I've studied your word and all the joy that it brings you, yeah, you. It's you, Lord, it's you, yeah, you. It's you, Lord, it's you, Lord. So glad it's you. It's you, Lord, it's you. It's you, Lord, it's you. Now that my search is finally over, I want to run and shout. I want to tell the world about your love, about the one sent from above, who saved my soul from a burning hell, changed my life. Now all is well. Use me, Lord. What you want me to do? I'm a willing vessel, all for you. Yeah, you. It's you, Lord. It's you. It's you. It's you, Lord.
All right, all right, all right. So that's a little bit of Miss Cynthia Williams from her CD entitled Surrendering Completely. It's You, Lord, featuring Fred Hammond. We're going to take a little bit of listen to the soulful sounds of Derbytown. The Mr. Wonderful Show Band talking about we ain't got no money. But what we got is better than money because we got the Lord on our side. And you see what he's doing for us, right? Right here at the Soulful Sounds of Derbytown. This is track 11 on our compilation 2024 CD, The Soulful Sounds of Derbytown.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Woo, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Money, we need every day, yeah. Money, gotta have some just to play. Now I love all the lovely things that's pleasing to my eyes. Baby, if you're ready, girl, if you're willing, step on up and try. Money is something that we make, and we use it as we may. When money, you can't stay out until you're done and trying another day. Here and now, like money, money don't make me, don't mistake it. I like cash money, but money don't make me spend my
Yeah, like I said, this Mr. Alan Fry, Mr. Ron Lewis, Angelo, Mr. Wonderful Show Band talking about we ain't got no money, but like I said, we got much more than that. We got wealth, real wealth, because we got one another and we sure enough got the Lord on our side. Bless you, Soulful Sounds of Derbytown listeners. We'll see you next week.
There are some things I may not know. There are some places I can't go, but I'm sure in my past. In my past.
1238, 101.9 FM, WLLV Louisville.
W270CR.